back on top of Cici. I made it back on, it was easy. I made it back on top of Breezy. I made it back on top of JP. Yo, hey. You don't give a fuck, but at the same time, you just wanna let these niggas know that I really seen it all before, and you know it ain't nothing new. Said I gotta take time to make time stack up this revenue. Hear a lot of talking from you, swear to God it's all deja vu. And you know I seen it coming, focus on the bigger picture. Light it with gasoline, check say 7 figures. I don't have free time cause all my dedication goes to getting better and bigger. You a distraction, my reaction is to move back and get clear. And I seen the vision while sleeping, gotta be omniscient for these things. All of these harlots I'm meeting, who do you think you're deceiving? Had to get right to move freely. On a new wave, you can't see me. Had to move on from that frequency. I made it back on top with Cici. I made it back on top with Breezy. I made it back on top with Chapin. And if you love me, you're relating. I build a foundation, no mason. They give me no options, I take it. I already know it's the way they do it, but I did it for you, that's the truest. And I made it back on top to prove it to you. I made it back on top with Cici. I made it back on, it was easy. I made it back on top with Breezy. I made it back on top with Chapin. Yeah, I did it for you. With that said, I made it back on top with Cici. I made it back on, it was easy. I made it back on top with Breezy. I made it back on top with JP. For you, I did it for you. With that said, I feel like I'm fighting this army one-handed. I stand on top of broken ladders. I shatter your world to pieces. That's if you were trying to deceive him. And you know I always break even. That's why all of my demons are leaving. I had to jump off the deep end, surrounded by only good people. And you can't ignore the light. And you know my sword is sharp, and I just ignore the lies. I told you that it's more than life. They wanna leave you empty-handed with no motivation to keep going or fight. I just made my own path, you can come with me if you focus on getting right. Focus on setting goals, it's all about the follow-through. You really gotta keep it going. They wanna take away from you, and tell me what's the cost of truth. I had it locked in like 4 knocks. That's why I stand here on soapbox. I need another one, pour up. I did it for you to motivate. That low energy we don't tolerate. It's only good vibes in my politics, and we going up till they concentrate. God, body, arm, leg, heart race. Look in your eyes, give you all of me. I did it for you, that's not hard to say. And I made it back on top about face. I made it back on top with Cici. I made it back on, it was easy. I made it back on top with Breezy. I made it back on top with JP. I did it for you. With that said, I made it back on top with Cici. I made it back on, it was easy. I made it back on top with Breezy. I made it back on top with JP. I did it for you. With that said,